Golly, that's good.
I haven't found my first Blanton's.
Wow. That's different. I really like that.
Peychauds or Peychauds or...
Yeah, now I'm gorgeous.
Although probably fuzzier was better.
Okay. So, this is not what I expected. There. That's better. All right. Sorry about that. Ha. All right. So, Michael David is watching. Hello, sir. Yes, I know. No sound. Now there is. Mic check. Yeah, I know. There it is. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I set this up, and the microphone, I unplugged everything so I could get it right where I wanted it, and then I just forgot to plug it back in. That's the dangers of moving to new areas to do Bourbcast. And this is where we kind of started this whole thing, is right here in the dungeon. So here we are, and tonight we have something that we're going to do, and we have two different things we're going to try, and they have one thing in common. Wheat. Wheat. All right, so you already know that we're going to do... Oh, you're not going to believe this. Tell you what. I'm going to run my open one more time. Give me an opportunity to get my shit together. Hold on.
Golly, that's good. I haven't found my first Blanton's.
Wow. That's different. I really like that.
Peychauds or Peychauds or...
Yeah, now I'm gorgeous.
Although probably fuzzier was better.
Okay. So, this is not what I expected. I mean, crazy me, but you'd think that you'd want to have the bourbon with you that you're going to be trying. We're doing the Bernheim, but that's not what we're going to do first. This is a wheat whiskey. This is not a wheated bourbon. This is a wheat whiskey. We're going to get to that. First, you know, a fat old man shouldn't be running up and down the stairs. All right, especially after eating a Subway sandwich. I haven't eaten out like in forever. I always cook. And tonight I just didn't have the time nor the desire to cook, so I went to Subway. Yeah, it's kind of sitting. Anyway, so Kentucky Tavern. This is probably about the cheapest pour in the liquor store. However, in the Whiskey Bible, it recently scored a 92%. You know me, I'm not afraid of these beginning whiskeys. I'm not afraid of 80 proof. It's 80 proof. There is no mash bill written on the bottle. I couldn't find a mash bill anywhere online. I spent about 15 minutes looking for it. But what I did find out is that it's rumored to have a wheat component. Of course, it's going to have 51% corn, otherwise it wouldn't be a bourbon. And this is a straight bourbon whiskey, so it's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So you know it's aged at least 4 years. Okay, so we know that. But they say that they forewent the rye and went with a wheat. And the other rumor, and this is uncorroborated, you can't prove it, but they're saying, because this is a Sazerac product, and it's distilled at the 1792 distillery in Bardstown. They're saying that this might even have the same mash bill as Weller. Or the 107 back there. I'm not going to do a taste test because that'll just throw me completely off. But that's what the rumor is this has the same mash bill as Weller. Okay. All right. You've seen Aaron pipe in here every now and then. He talks to us. Well, he's downtown right now, and he just got the bourbon steward at the bar that he's at to open up a pappy. I think it's a 13-year-old, and I'm here with you. So let's enjoy ourselves. So this bottle, I did do a little research on it. When you don't have your glasses on, you can't find your glasses because you don't have glasses on. Let's see. This got started by United Distillers in 1995. This has been around. This brand has been around since like the 1800s. It was purchased in 1901. This was named after a bar in Louisville. Interesting that I am not getting any comments on this. And I had them a second ago, and now they're gone. So let me reset this. Really? All right. Maybe I have them over here. Oh, I got to show you this cool thing I just did too. I think it'll work. So I go here. Yeah, right? Isn't that cool? Got lower thirds now. And if you look, my Alexa's talking to me. And if you look up in the upper corner, you'll see I put a bug there. Normally they're on the bottom right of your screen, but I decided to do it on the top left. It just seemed to make the most sense. It's not even here. Did my page get all of a sudden? Here it is. What in the hell? Aaron just sent me an image of his pappy that he's drinking. See how he is. All right. Okay, now I can see it. Now redo the intro. Good evening. Michael's here. Jeff is here. I knew you had Subway. I think that's where I got the idea. Okay, so now I'm seeing comments again. This has just been, I don't know, the gremlins are here or something. Let's see. So in 1903, Kentucky Tavern trademark was first registered. In 2019, this whiskey was awarded the bronze by World Whiskey Awards for the best Kentucky bourbon. This sells for $8.99 for a 750 milliliter, which is the same as everything back here, 750 milliliter. $8.99. This little bottle here is $3.50. It's supposed to be the cheapest pour out there, but again, it scored a 92%. So who am I to pee all over it? Has a sweet nose. Again, this is whiskey, a wheated bourbon. They say could have the same mash bill as the Wellers. So if you're a Weller guy and you run in there all the time and you're looking for a Weller, and Do you find it's not there? Like this last Wednesday, we went in and everybody was like this line, and they wanted to go in and they wanted to get the Weller, and we didn't get any this week. The shelves are bare of Weller, and if this has the same mash bill, why not? I mean, the difference would be that this one, Special Reserve, is 90 proof. The Antique back here behind me, that's of course 107 proof. This is only 80 proof. So, what we sipping? We're going to start with the Kentucky Tavern. It scored well in the Whiskey Bible, 92%. It smells good. Coachella Valley checking in. California, we have a California viewer. It's amazing. All right, here we go. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty good. 80 proof, got a nice burn to it. Hey, Robert, how are you? I mean, it's got a nice bloom. It's only 80 proof. $3.50 for this bottle of Kentucky Tavern, and this is actually pretty good. See, that just tells you not to overlook the bottom shelfers. I mean, I get the Ezra Brooks 90 proof all the time. I used to think it was really thin. And, compared to some whiskeys out there, it does have a thin mouthfeel. This actually has a pretty decent mouthfeel. For $8.99 for a 750 milliliter, this could easily become a daily drinker. That's actually very surprising and good. So this is Kentucky Tavern, and it's only 80 proof, and this one was only $3.50. It's the cheapest pour in the liquor store, and it actually tastes pretty good. I like this better than Benchmark. I like this better than a lot of those bottom shelfers. I might even like this better than H&H and H. And I know that's heresy to say that because Ancient H&H shares the same mash bill as Blanton's. It's basically Blanton's without the aging and different rickhouse and everything else. But really, this is tasty. And this is said to be a wheated bourbon. Okay. All right, I'm going to finish this and then we're going to get into the reason why we're here. Well, this is all the reason we're here, right? All right, I do have next week's selection already sitting here, so stick around for that. This is the Bernheim. I did extensive research on the Bernheim, so bear with me while I open this up. This has got another one of those stupid wax tops. I just don't like these. Knob Creek does this, and I just don't like it. This one, fortunately, doesn't seem to be a very old bottle because I'm not getting the gunk everywhere. All right. Mellow corn, good. No, I mean, this doesn't... It's going to have 51% corn in it, but it's going to have the rest as wheat and malted barley. So, it was actually... I mean, for $3.50, Kevin, you can't lose by getting yourself a little pint and giving it a try. I think you might be surprised by it. Excuse me, I know you and I have different tastes, and that's fine. But I thought it was good. I thought it was really, for $3.50, that's pretty tasty. Excuse me. See, that's that Subway bouncing in my belly. All right, so this Heaven Hill Distillery Original is named for the famed Bernheim Distillery in Louisville. Okay? It's 7 years old. It is a wheat whiskey. Bernheim Original was first released in 2005 and is said to be the first new style of American whiskey to be introduced since Prohibition. This one ages in Rickhouse Y in Bardstown in an open rickhouse. They call it a traditional open rickhouse. Interesting. So It has an interesting history. Bernheim started their distillery in 1992 in Louisville. Got sold a couple of times and is now owned by Heaven Hill. In 1996, there was a fire at Heaven Hill that destroyed 90,000 barrels of whiskey. So the Bernheim distillery became their primary distillery after that. So wheat whiskey. What is wheat whiskey? Well, when you have, hey Mike, how are you? You picked up a Yellowstone Select. Ooh, Tyler, that sounds good. I like Yellowstone. I really do. So I'm going to set this down. Oh, while this airs out. That's the downside to being down here in the dungeon is I don't necessarily really have a table to set things in front of me, and I can't leave the pour up at all times for you to see it because I ain't going to hold it. So we'll just do this for a couple of weeks, and then we'll have another set somewhere else. Anyway, so wheat whiskey. So when you think about regular bourbon, it is required to have a mash bill of 51% corn. Okay? Rye whiskey is required to have a mash bill starting with 51% rye. If it doesn't have at least that amount, it can't be called a rye, or with the corn, it can't be called a bourbon. This is wheat whiskey, which means, you know it, 51% has to be whiskey. And from what I gather out of this, they filled out the rest of it with corn and, of course malted barley. The mash bill on this is 51% wheat, so it's the lowest wheat you can put in it and still call it a wheat whiskey. 37% corn, and a rather high amount, 12% of malted barley. Normally malted barley is like 4 to 5%, sometimes less, barely a little more. This is pretty high for a malted barley, is 12%. They use a soft winter wheat. And it's interesting that they say that this is the first new style of American whiskey to be introduced since Prohibition. I'll be right with you, Michael. The reason I say that is because wheat has been a ingredient in whiskey for longer than anything else. The original whiskey of the USA, back when it was founded, was wheat whiskey. The corn came into it later, the rye came into it later, but the most prevalent form of whiskey back before all that was wheat whiskey. As a matter of fact, wheat whiskey still is very, very popular in Germany. There are more wheat whiskey distilleries in Germany than there are in the U.S. So just a little bit of interesting stuff there. Okay. Let's see. Wheat whiskey does not need to be a product of the U.S. like bourbon does. Bourbon has to be uniquely American, or it's not bourbon. To be straight wheat whiskey must be aged in new charred oak containers for at least 2 years and be a product of a single state. Let's see. There are other wheat whiskeys on the market. This is probably the most popular right now, except Woodford Reserve now has a wheat whiskey. It's not a wheated bourbon, it's a wheat whiskey, and its mash bill is a little bit different. This one, Bernheim, is 51% wheat, 37% corn, 12% malted barley. Okay. Woodford's is 52% wheat, just 1% more, 21% malt, which is more than twice, almost twice what this one is, 18% corn, a lot less corn, and 8% rye. So it's not going to be as sweet, and it's going to be a little more spicy. There's no rye in this. It's got an astringent smell. The nose is... It's got a really high corn percentage in the mash bill, so it's going to have a lot in common with bourbon. The proof on this is... 90 proof. All right, I'm going to just set that cork down because I'm going to lose it if I don't. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm pleasantly surprised. A lot of the reviews that I read were a little harsh on this because they said it's too smooth. That because it doesn't have the rye kick, that it loses some of its punch. I was concerned about that. I thought it wouldn't have a great mouthfeel. I thought it would be weak. I thought it would be thin. And I'm wrong. Or they're wrong, or somebody was wrong in translation. This is actually pretty tasty. I want to get back to the notes here. 90 proof, that's child's play for you. I know. Crazy orange color, at least that's what my pour. I don't know. To me, the color is very similar to a lighter bourbon. I've got some that are a lot darker, like that Weller 107 back there is a lot darker. Right? It's a lot darker. But yeah, it's got a nice amber color to it. A lot of the reviews read on the Woodford wheat are harsh as well. Interesting. Okay, well it just tells you when you look at that mash bill that it's got all that rye in there. You know it's going to be a heavier pour. Let's see. So Mike says he's drinking good old Woodford double oaked. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, Mike. I like doing this. Michael says, I like the Kentucky Tavern price point. A quick scan of my Total Wine app came up with nothing. Perhaps a regional issue. I'm in Cali. Yeah, I know. You're in Cali, and I really appreciate you watching. I think you're our only California watcher. Somebody I went to high school with. Ann is with us. Hi, Ann. How are you? Golly. Sure is good to see you. Wow, that's so cool. Kind of looks like Kentucky Owl or maybe some Eagle Rare. I mean, if the Kentucky Tavern had a close cousin, it's probably the Weller, because it's a wheated bourbon and it's in the same distillery. So, all right. So let's get back to the Bernheim. That's what we're here for. And I want to give you some good notes here. So let's go back to that. I'm going to give you the nose again, because I really didn't do it last time. I told you that there's some astringent type of smell in it, which isn't exactly a compliment. But it isn't anything bad either. That's something that seems to be endemic of wheat whiskey or wheated whiskeys. They seem to have more of an astringent type of nose to them. At least some of them do. I've noticed that in the Weller for sure. This one's got, I'm getting nice cinnamon, caramel, like a really a sweet caramel. Some astringent. Sticking my nose down in there. Shame on me. I wanted to use the Glencairn because I keep, all the reviews said that it was kind of timid, and I'm like, okay, I better put it in a Glencairn so I can get some nose off of it. I get like cheesecake or creme brulee. Creme brulee. All right, let's go back to the It is very smooth. I would probably put this along the lines of some of those beginning whiskeys to try. Back we did that series last summer about beginning whiskeys. And I could put that in there because it is so smooth. It's 90 proof, so it's not the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, as far as proofs go. But that wheat, there's no rye in this whatsoever. So the rye is sometimes where you get that punch. You know, it's got that spice. And it just, that's where that heavy spice component to bourbon comes from, sometimes in the rye. But this one being wheat, it's soft winter wheat. I don't know what difference that makes. Maybe they don't let it go until April when they take it off and there's chaff. Maybe it's earlier than that. I don't know. But it's very tasty. Kevin, you've got it. What do you think of it? I think it's tasty. I bet you and I have different tastes. So, you hated the mellow corn, and I like it. So, and this has got a high corn content. and a higher malt content too, and I'm getting a little of that. We tried the Stranahan's, and the Stranahan's is a malted whiskey, a malted barley whiskey, 100% malted barley, and I didn't love it. It's something that I would drink if I was in the mood for something completely different, because it is something completely different. But I am catching a little bit of that, because this has got a higher content of malted barley in this. I am kind of catching a little bit of that on the back end of it, in the finish. But it's nicely mixed with everything else. As much as I don't much love, I mean, I'll drink it, I like it, I don't love it, the malted barley as a whiskey in itself, at least not the Stranahan's. Now, there's other ones out there, a couple. But this being a wheat whiskey with a higher barley component and a high corn component, I'm catching some of that barley component on the back end. And I like it in this because it's mixed with everything else. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I need to see if there's any comments here. You like it. Nice pour, good price. This is a $30 bottle. It's not super expensive, and it's something I think everybody should at least try. I mean, if Kevin likes it, and he's got a discriminating taste, he's got a palate that is very definitive. I don't like it. I do like it. And he likes this, so I think you ought to try it. Tyler's watching. How you doing, Tyler Schwab? The official photographer of Ten Ring Films, my film company, which has been kind of sitting still since 2019 or early 2020. We made a movie in 2019. Tyler was a part of it. We went to a film festival in Beaufort, South Carolina in 2020, and a couple of other things, and that was it. Then the world locked down, and the Bourbcast was born. Hey, Tyler, it was nice to see you. What's the difference between a wheated and a wheat whiskey? All right, so I will tell you what that is. A wheated bourbon, like this, like the Weller, or like the Kentucky Tavern that we tried a little while ago. A wheated bourbon is a bourbon, which means it's at least 51% corn. Yeah. And instead of rye, they'll use wheat. Or in addition to rye, they'll use wheat in the mash bill. Now, this one doesn't use rye in the mash bill. Neither does Kentucky Tavern. Okay? They don't use rye in the mash bill at all. At least I don't think so. Kentucky Tavern, they don't advertise their mash bill, which is frustrating. But again, it's rumored to have the same mash bill as that Weller. So, who knows? So that would be a wheated bourbon. 51% corn, and then instead of rye, they use wheat. They may still use a little rye, but its biggest secondary component would be wheat. And of course, malted barley would be in there too. I don't think there's going to be a lot of wheated bourbons that are going to use rye, because the reason they do it is because it's wheat. They wanted to make a wheated bourbon, so why put rye in a wheated bourbon? Okay? A wheat whiskey, instead of being 51% corn and then bolstered by the wheat, a wheat whiskey is 51% wheat, and then has the secondary ingredient, in this case being corn, and tertiary ingredient is the malted barley. And in this case, the malted barley is a big part of the mash bill. So that would be the difference. Tom is with us. Yo, bro. Tyler Schwab. I got all these guys so drunk in Beaufort. I turned them all into alcoholics. It was so much fun. Great time for sure. Ready to jump into something new. I'm with you, Tyler. I'm with you. Yeah. I'm getting to that point. It's time. You've been with me through the last couple of years. You know everything that's been going on. It's time. It's time. So bear with me. Give me a little bit more time, and we'll set the world on fire. All right? It'll be there. It'll come. Just be patient with me. Okay. One more taste of this, and then we'll try it on the water and on the ice. I like it. It's not a whiskey that's going to knock you on your butt, but it is flavorful. the website did have recipes for cocktails. I don't know. Well, we'll find out. I was going to say, I don't know that this will stand up in a cocktail, but we're going to find out because we're going to do the water thing next. All right, so getting back out the Bernheim. All right, just a little pour there. And my water's right here. I do need a table. This is not going to work. So we'll do this week, and then I'll move for next week. We'll do something different. All right, I'm not going to add all that water, just about half of that, because I just don't think it's going to do much. I mean, it's got a great mouthfeel. It has a great flavor. I don't know what I'm going to gain by opening this up. I think it's already open. All right. Tyler's talking. And so's Kevin. Hopefully I can still get the barrel proof. I looked at the Heaven Hill Experience. For you borrow your own Bernheim barrel proof in the week. And it's sold out in like 2 days. I'm going to try to decipher what that is. I guess you can, I don't know. I'm not even going to try. What would you recommend for a good old-fashioned recipe? Hey, Ken, how are you, man? Okay, for an old-fashioned, Tyler, I would tell you that a rye whiskey or a bourbon with a high rye content would be better for you. If you wanted to use a weeder, Larceny is good for an old-fashioned. I would tell you that most bars will use Old Grandad Bonded. It's 100 proof. It's a high rye bourbon. It's quite tasty, actually. Neat on its own, but in an old-fashioned, it's great. I think any rye-based whiskey or high rye whiskey would be great in an old-fashioned, just because it needs to cut through the sugar and everything else. I do love an old-fashioned. It's one of my favorite drinks. I just don't think that this will stand up in it, but let's find out. I put water in it already. All right. It's better neat. There are some differences to it. The back end, the legs, kind of punch a little harder, which is a nice thing because I've just had, 2 fingers of this, and it punched at the first sip, and then it didn't punch anymore. And now I've added water to it, and it punched me again. Just a little bit, just a little love tap. It's a love tap. It's just a little love tap, which I could use every now and then. But the flavors are muted on water. It doesn't open up. It mutes the flavors a little bit. And I didn't add very much water, but it's only 90 proof to begin with. All right. So the next one, of course, is the ice test. Jeff's talking. Good to know. You're welcome on that, Tyler. Talk to text. Barrel Bernheim. The Heaven Hill Experience is sold out in 2 days for the weekend I was going. So hopefully I can still get a barrel pick of this. I think that would be great. I do too. I think a barrel pick of the Bernheim would be unique and interesting and fun. All the Bernheims are small batches. Like 150 barrels go into a small batch, which doesn't sound like a small batch, but it is. When you think about the larger blending capacity of distilleries around the world, around the U.S., 150 barrels that go into a small batch is really in a small batch. Now, it's not 50. There are other ones that we've done that are small batch that are 50. This is about 150. So the blending, it's going to be different over time, I think. I don't know. 7 years, though. It's got a 7-year aging statement, which I really like, because that's going to mellow stuff out. You know how I feel about the aging. We've talked about this. the more you age something, the more mellow it's going to get over time, even at higher proofs. If you age something for 4 years, it's going to be harsh. You age that same product 2, 3 more years, and the difference is night and day. That's the way I feel about it. Okay, so over ice, I'm not looking really forward to this because I like it so much neat. All right. Cork. Get that cork on there. All right. Decided to bring out a different glass. This is an old-fashioned glass. It's just a little bigger, a little taller. But it has lines on it so I can measure my fingers. and this glass is so much larger than the rest of them that I use that 2 fingers look like there's not much in it at all. So it can be a disappointing glass. So I don't use this when I serve other people. Because they're like, hey, cheapskate, come on, where's the rest of the whiskey? But if I filled it up to what it feels good, that's like 3 shots. That's a lot. I'd have them falling on the floor before they finish the glass. All right, let's get it cooled down. Jeff says, I still have to bring over that Angel's Envy single barrel for us to enjoy. Yeah, I've got a couple of those now. So you can bring yours or we can open one of mine. It's fine. We can do that. If I were to pan over there, Jeff, you'd be pissed at what's in that box on the couch next to me over there that I can't pan to because I'm sitting here and the camera's there. But let's just say that you would be ticked off by what's in that box right there. Okay. I wasn't looking forward to that, but actually it's pretty good. My ice sphere. I do like my ice sphere. As much as I like my new graphics. And we publish. Woo! Ah. I know I'm silly. All right. Ice no-go for me. Okay, that's fair. For me, it doesn't diminish it. It doesn't add anything to it, though. And if you're going to put ice in a whiskey, it should do something to it that you can't get from it neat. And still, the best pour of this is neat. It's mellow to begin with. It's only 90 proof. I think it's best just to drink it neat. Don't put it in a cocktail. If you want a cocktail, like I told Tyler a little while ago, use a bourbon with a high rye content. Or maybe even a double oaked. That would be all right in an old fashioned, be different. Yeah, I wouldn't put this in a cocktail. You can, but you're going to be wasting what it's good for. And it's tasty neat. You should drink it neat. It doesn't beat you up. It's aged 7 years, so it's mellow. And it's mellow anyway, because it's wheat and not rye. Yeah, this is all right. I'm not in love with it on ice, so I probably won't do that, but I will drink it neat. Want to make sure I get the rest of this. I'm already mad at you for what you found Wednesday and didn't get. Tyler says, nice. I don't want to pull away from the cast tonight, but I'm curious if you've ever done a cast on one of the Woodford Master Collections that you possessed. I have not. I've not opened them yet. So, Michael, I will tell you that if you want me to do a Bourbcast on the Woodford Masters Collection that I own, I think you need to come to the house. Maybe during the spring or summer when things warm up a little bit, we can do it out on the back deck, and we'll try one of those bottles of the Masters Collection that I have. I have 3 different bottles in the Masters Collection. You get to choose which one you want me to open. How's that? Is that fair? But you have to come down here and you have to be on the Bourbcast with me. I don't open new bottles unless they're on the Bourbcast. I got a bunch of bottles in there that I've been waiting to open, but I can't because I don't do it until we do this. And the people that now sell me the liquor know then I'm not going to open it until the Bourbcast. Like I got asked the other day, hey, did you open up that Kentucky Tavern yet? I said, no, I was going to, but I forgot about it. Excuse me. And I just, I want to open it for the Bourbcast. I want each opportunity to be unique. And I want, when I try it with you, I want to try it for the very first time. There are some that I've already had and do enjoy that I will share with the Bourbcast at some point. But I want to get through the ones I haven't had first. And there are a bunch. There are a bunch. A bunch. Like over there is the E.H. Taylor single barrel, and I haven't opened that one yet. Jeff, you can get mad at that one. The single barrel's sitting there. You don't here, just in case you don't believe me. I'll just get up. I'll just get up and yeah. So I don't know if you can read this or not, but it does say single barrel. I haven't opened that one yet. Haven't tried it. And there's some other ones in there too. Just the way I am. Sorry, Jeff. All right, so Michael David says sold. Very cool. On your way, Kevin. So, Kevin, if you come over here, I'm going to serve you mellow corn. So I love the fact that you guys are with me every week. I love the fact, Kevin, for instance, like you go out and you look for the bottles that I'm going to preview, that I'm going to taste. You look for them because you want to taste them along with me if you don't already have them. And I love that. And that's why I try to preview what we're going to have the next week, so you guys have a whole week to go out and try to find what it is that I'm going to taste. So that way we can do this together. And the fact that you guys come here week after week to see me sit here and drink and slurp and act stupid, I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun, and the fact that you guys are here with me just makes it great. Because talking to myself, I do that the rest of the day. All right. So next week, this is one I'm actually kind of excited for. I've heard great things about it. Okay, I'm just gonna cut through it. This is the I.W. Harper Cabernet Cask. Now, I have a bottle of the Harper, the I.W. Harper. I have not opened it yet. So I think we're going to open that one too. We're going to do that next week. We're going to do back-to-back. But this one is the Cabernet Cask. I've heard nothing but good about it. They do have a 15-year out. I have not been able to find it. It's been my unicorn. I can't find it anywhere. Now, I haven't traveled to go look for it. I haven't gone to different states and whatever else. But it's one I'm looking for. There are three I'm looking for right now. I want to replace my Larceny Barrel Proof that I downed like half that bottle when we did that tasting. It was really good. And then I want to find the 1792 Sweet Wheat. I saw it. I could have bought it. I didn't. And I haven't seen it since. That one, by the way, we're talking about wheat. That one is a wheated bourbon. So it's still going to have 51% corn. Then it's going to have wheat. And then malted barley. So that's the difference. But this, the I.W. Harper Cabernet Cask, is what we're going to do next week. I'm looking forward to this. I've heard nothing but good. People are raving about this bottle. So I'm looking forward to this. That's what we're going to do next week. Meantime, if you get an opportunity to pick up the Kentucky Tavern, again, this is $8.99 for a 750 milliliter. If you want to get a little one like this, it's $3.50. $3.49 for this. It's the cheapest pour in the liquor store, and it's actually quite good. I'd put this up against Jim Beam and all those other 80 proof pours. Kentucky, Wild Turkey's 81 proof. Evan Williams, right around that Black Label's right around that. This is actually quite tasty. I was impressed by it. So if you get the chance to pick this up, and if you get a chance to pick up the Bernheim, it's just tasty. This is a wheat whiskey with corn, malted barley. So 51% wheat, very tasty. If it's Kevin endorsed and KC endorsed, you know that you're going to like it. It's not very expensive. It's a $30 bottle. So go pick this up and give it a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. With that, I want to make sure we don't have any other comments that I'm missing. Bought one last week. Good for you. How often do you do this? And I do it every week. Every Thursday at 7:30 I do this. This is like episode 82 or 83. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've been doing this for over a year now, and we've surpassed 300 likes. By the way, we are at 303 as I checked last night. 303 people like this page. I had no idea. I had no idea that many people were going to get into this. I'm floored by that. I thought maybe, 50 people, but over 300 people have liked this page. This one, amazing. And you guys are part of that. And if you haven't hit like yet, hit like. Hit like. And subscribe to the Bourbcast so you can see them every week like everybody else. Because this is fun. I do this all the time. I love it. It's just ridiculously fun, and the interaction that we have, and people talking back and forth, and I promised last spring and summer that we were going to get more people involved, and we got a little bit, but COVID was still going, and I wanted to be safe. So this spring and summer, COVID is kind of on the down swing finally, and the last variant wasn't very powerful, so. This spring we're going to be bringing more people in. We're going to do more of this stuff and just grow it and have some fun. All right. Ann says she's going to try to start watching. I do appreciate that, Ann. Ann and I went to high school together. It's so cool that she's watching. I haven't seen you, Ann, and gosh, it's been over 6 years because we didn't have a class reunion this year because of COVID. But yeah, so. I look forward to having you as a part of this. It's fun. Are you putting these on YouTube? Tyler, I am. Slowly but surely starting to migrate these over to YouTube. The channel's called Beautiful Bourbon. Duh. So it's the same thing that you're seeing right now. Only right now you're seeing it live on YouTube. It'll be on Memorex. But it's there. And I'm slowly migrating the content over there. We did the one... in Cleveland a few weeks ago, and my guest, Denny, his mic wasn't working. So I have kind of fixed that audio a little bit. It might be actually easier to watch that one on YouTube than it would be on Facebook, because the Facebook is a live video. The YouTube is after I've played with it and touched it, if it needs it. If it doesn't need it, I don't mess with it. But so if you want to watch Denny's, that's the one that we did the Boone County Pot Still, which is their first product from their distillery and not sourced by MGP, which I have no problem with, but still, that's their first original distillery product. So that one's there. If I don't need to do any editing, this one will be there soon, like tonight, maybe tomorrow. I have to go back and watch it first. I can't just throw it up and pray that it turned out good. I've got to make sure that it doesn't have any like skips in the stream, and I'll probably cut out the whole beginning where I forgot to plug in the microphone. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? Kevin says, next week is St. Patrick's Day. I'm shocked we're not doing some Irish whiskey. Yeah, shoot. Well, I did all that last year. I mean, I did the Tullamore Dew last year. I did Jameson. I did Henry McKenna. Henry McKenna, 10 year. I did the Red Breast, which is back there somewhere. So that was all last year. I do think I ought to do something with St. Patrick's Day this year. I was looking for the Kentucky Owl, which is supposed to be blended with Red Breast for St. Patrick's Day. I haven't seen it yet. If I see that, I'll stop with the I.W. Harper Cabernet cask and I'll go with the Kentucky Owl, but I got to find it first. I haven't seen it. So if I do that, I'll okay. So St. Patrick's Day, I'll figure something out. You're right. I should memorialize probably the biggest drinking holiday of the year other than New Year's Eve. I should memorialize it with something. You're right, Kevin. So shame on me for not thinking about that. Putting these on YouTube. I'll try to start watching. Can you message me next week? Sure. Yeah, I sure can. But it's easier just to subscribe, just to like it, and hit that little button that says that you want to be notified when a live video is on. But I will try to remember to message you, Ann. I will. Let's see. Appreciate you and the Bourbcast, man. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Uh, so Tom and Ann went to high school together as well. Tom was a senior when I was a freshman. Ann was in my class, and now they're talking amongst themselves. It's a class reunion. Behind the flag is the redbreast. Oh, there it is. You're right. There it is, the redbreast. I haven't had much out of it since last year. What's that tell you? It is good. I like it. I don't love it. I found that Kentucky Owl, but couldn't get it at the time. Gotcha. Perfect. Connect with me when you get some free time. I have some YouTube info you might be interested in. We attend a meeting once a week with YouTube. What? You attend a meeting with YouTube? What? Okay, you name the bourbon. We'll have a meeting. You just come over. We'll drink a little bit. Not a lot because you'll have to drive back. Or bring Lindsay with you. And she can have a sip or two as well. And we'll just have this chat. We'll have this chat. We have to have chat. Okay. All right. So it's Thursday, which means that I'm not done drinking yet. This is my drinking night. So I'm going to let you go so that I can get back to filling this glass up with probably the Kentucky Tavern, although I do like the Bernheim. I don't know. I'll decide. Maybe both. They're both weeded products. So maybe one in this hand and one in this hand. What do you think? Two-fisted? Is that too much? Yeah. No. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, Tyler, I appreciate that. Yes, creator meetings. Oh, my gosh, that's amazing. I know that Redbreast is one of your favorites, Jeff. You're the one who mentioned it to me, and I think you're the one that let me try it the first time. You brought it to me and let me try it, and even then I was kind of like, oh, that's good, but it's not great. Irish whiskeys are notoriously 80 proof. I don't know of many that are more than that. Even the Jameson that I tried was 80 proof. So it's just a little weak for me. They have nice flavor. No problem whatsoever. And Kevin's sending me a message. So I'm going to go because I'm getting messaged in other places now. We will see you next week, 7:30. We might put off the I.W. Harper. If I find that Kentucky Owl, we'll put off the I.W. Harper and do the Kentucky Owl for St. Patrick's Day. Or I'll find something else to do and we'll do the I.W. Harper the next week. Just stay with me. I'll do the announcement online as far as what we're actually going to do, and I'll keep you up to date on that. So that way, if I find whatever I'm going to have, you can find it too and enjoy yourself. Maybe I'll just go back to these Irish whiskeys and have a whole night of it where I'm doing this one, this one, this one, and this one. They're only 80 proof. I won't fall on the floor, right? I don't know. So, again, thank you, everybody. I do appreciate it. Just one more time because I can. I want to show you the lower third. Ooh. I know, I'm silly. All right, guys. You have a great week. Thanks for joining me. I do appreciate it. This is so much fun. Instagram. This picture I took, I still haven't put it on Instagram. Let me show it to you again just because I didn't really make a big deal out of it, but I'm really proud of it. This is like one of my favorite pictures that I've ever taken. That's wheat bread with a wheat bourbon. Come on. Is that clever? That's clever. Great shadows. I'm really proud of that photo. Just saying. All right. Okay. So anyway, I'll do a photo of what we're doing next, whether it's the Harper or something else. In the meantime, Instagram, which I'll put that photo up. Beautiful Bourbon on Instagram. Here, Facebook, of course. YouTube at Beautiful Bourbon. And, of course, the blog, which is still behind, but I'm getting better. And that's at beautifulbourbon.com. So you guys have a great one. You take care. Everybody that's watching, thank you. I do appreciate it. I never feel alone when I do these, and it's because of you guys, and it's great. Thank you. We'll see you next week.